In this video, I want to talk about time and transform window. You can use these options to apply to your video or motion graphics. Here I have a composition in full HD size and I have a video whose size is the same as the composition. Drag and drop the video into the timeline. Our entire animation is 27 seconds and you can play it. We can access the transform window in two ways. Right-click on this layer in the timeline and select one of the options from the transform section. Or right-click on the video itself in the composition and access the options from the transform section. First, I will talk about the transform options and then I will go to the time options. Let's say you imported a video into the After Effects and it's small. If you pay attention to the size of the video and the composition, both are full HD. But here the video is small. Right-click on the video and select the Fit to Comp option from the Transform section. Its shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-F. If the video is small in width, you can click Fit to Comp Width. Or if it's small from the height, you can hit Fit to Comp Height. But the Fit to Comp option fits the video in both width and height. If you press Ctrl-Alt-F, the size of the video will fit to the size of the composition. Now suppose your video is like this and you want to flip it. You can select the Flip Horizontally option from the Transform section. Right-click on the Layer section. From the Transform section, you can click Flip Horizontally again. Flip vertically also flip the video vertically. This option may be useful in some cases, so it is better to know. There is another option called Center Anchor Point in Layer Content. By selecting it, the anchor point will be placed exactly in the middle of the layer. For example, if I move the anchor point of this video and place it in this corner, by selecting this option, the anchor point will be placed exactly in the middle of the layer. This option can be used not only on video, but also on any other layer. For example, I draw a rectangle. The anchor point of this layer is exactly in the middle of the page. In order for the anchor point to be placed exactly in the middle of the rectangle, select the Center Anchor Point option. Its shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-Home. Now the anchor point is exactly in the middle of the rectangle. With this tool, the anchor point is automatically placed in the middle of the object, and you no longer need to move the anchor point manually with this tool. You can access this option by right-clicking on the object itself. When you click the Center in View option, the object will be placed in the middle of the page. In order for any object to be placed exactly in the middle of the page, we have two methods, or we use the Align tool. If we select these two options, the object will be placed exactly in the middle of the screen. Or we can right-click on it and select Center in View from the Transform section. Other options available in the Transform window includes Anchor Point, Rotate, Position, and Scale. By clicking on any of them, a window will open where you can change the numbers. But it is better to use the Layer section, and don't use these options. A for Anchor Point, P for the Position, S for Scale, R for Rotation, and T for the Transparency or Opacity. You are familiar with almost all the options of the Transform window. Click the Fit to Comp option on this layer. It will enlarge the rectangle and fit it with the composition window. With the last option which you learned in the previous sessions, it is useful to change the direction of the rocket on a path. You are familiar with all the options of the Transform section. Now we will talk about Time window, which is mostly used for video and motion graphics. You can use two methods to access this window. First, I will start with the Time Reverse option. By selecting this option, the video will be played reverse, from the end to the beginning. As you can see, the logo is placed at the end of the video, but by selecting the time reverse option, the video is played from the end to the beginning. Even sounds are played in reverse. Now if I select the time reverse option again, the video will be played normally.
Life is beginning to pick up a sense of monotony, making it hard to discuss.
The next option is freeze frame. I will explain the time stretch option later. The freeze frame option, as can be understood from its name, freezes a frame of the video and displays the same frame during the video. For example, move the CTI and wherever you want the movie to be freeze, right-click on the layer and select the freeze frame option from the time section. What happens now is that the time remap is activated and the square hole keyframe is created. Now if I move the CTI, we only see this frame of the video. In fact, with this option, you can convert your video into a photo. Now if I click on the stopwatch of this time remap and disable it, you can see that this video is unfrozen. So you are familiar with the freeze frame option. With the freeze on last frame option, it freezes the last frame of the video, and after that, we only see the last frame of the video. I will choose this option. As you can see, a keyframe is created at the beginning of the video, and at the end of the video, a hold keyframe is created, which is displayed as long as the timeline continues. You can even move the last keyframe, and wherever you place it, it will show only the last keyframe from then on. The next option is the time stretch option. With this option, you can increase or decrease the time of the video. Here, if you pay attention to the time of the video, you will see that the whole video is 27 seconds. Even in the timeline, the overall time of the video is clear. With this time stretch option, you can decrease or increase the total time of the video. Note that if you increase the time of the video and your video has sound, the sound of the video will become slow or thick. If you decrease the video time, the sound will become faster and thinner. In the stretch factor section, you can type the video playback speed as a percentage. By default, this number is 100%. For example, I set it to 130. In the new duration section, you can see the new time of the video, which is 35 seconds. The original time of the video is 27 seconds, which you can see in the original duration section. If you OK this window, you will see that this video time has changed from 27 seconds to 35 seconds. If I play the video from the beginning, the video is slower and the video sound is thicker.
Life is beginning to pick up a sense of monotony, making it hard to discover new people around you. And whenever you meet...
Now if I do the opposite of this, decrease the video time, for example, type 70. You will see that the new video time is 19 seconds. Pay attention to the video and audio.
Is beginning to pick up a sense of monotony, making it hard to discover new people around you. And whenever you meet them, an overload of options limits your ability to...
This option is used when you want to slow down and speed up a video and it has no sound. You can slow down in some places and speed up in some places and edit it. There is another way to access this time stretch option. Below is the third option to activate the time stretch option. You'll learn about first and second options, and you know almost all its options. The third option is to activate time stretch. The start and end time of the video is specified in the in and out section, and the total duration of the video is specified in the duration section, which is 19 seconds. In the stretch section, you can manually specify the duration of the video. For example, if I move it and set it to 100%, the video time will return to normal. So you can increase or decrease the time of the video from this section. If I click on it, this time stretch window will open that you can change from here. We can also type the desired number to be applied. In the in field, you can type the desired number so that the video will be displayed from that second. For example, if I type 500, the video will move to the second 5, and out or the end of the video will also be added 5 seconds, because the video is actually moved and not stretched. The entire video is still 27 seconds that you can see in the above section. It has just been moved. This option is not very useful, and you can move the layers manually or with open bracket and close bracket shortcuts as you learned in the previous sessions. You can move the CTI and stop at second 5 and move the layers with open bracket. You will get the same result instead of trying to use this option. But to increase and decrease the speed, you can use the stretch option. Or right click on the layer and select the time stretch option from the time field. Now I move this layer and set the start time to 0 and teach the next option. The last option is enable time remapping. With this option, you can slow down one part of the video and speed up another part. The shortcut for this option is Ctrl-Alt-T. By selecting this option, time remapping is activated and a keyframe is created at the beginning of the video and a keyframe at the end of the video, which I will explain its usage. Suppose that we want to slow down the end of the video, logo motion part. I create a keyframe where the logo motion starts. The distance between these two keyframes determines the speed, which is now the normal speed. If I move the last keyframes and place it here, for example, the video will slow down in this logo motion area. The slower the speed, the slower the audio will be if the video has sound. If I press space on the keyboard, you will understand. Press Ctrl-Z to return to the default. I will delete this keyframe. Let's say you want to slow down and speed up the video in the middle. For example, change the speed of this scene where these two people are talking. At the end of the scene, I create a keyframe. I also create a keyframe at the beginning of the scene. Now suppose I want to reduce the speed between these two keyframes. You must do this with the beginning and end keyframes. In fact, the beginning and end keyframe were created for this purpose. If you reduce the distance between these two keyframes, but don't move the last keyframe, the speed of this part will decrease, but the speed of this keyframe and the last keyframe will also change. For you to understand, I will activate the sound of the video and move this keyframe.
New way of exploring life.
By doing this, the speed of this scene will decrease, and at the same time, the speed of the rest of the video will also change. The reason is that we didn't move the last keyframe at the same time as this keyframe. I press Ctrl-Z and select these two keyframes together and move them together. By doing this, the speed between these two keyframes decreases, but the speed between these keyframes doesn't change until the end.
New way of exploring life while meeting people and having fun on the way. You discover the opportunities around you. You explore the
You can do the opposite. You can slow down from the beginning. You must select the first keyframe and move it together. If you don't move the first keyframe, the speed will also change from the first to this keyframe.
making it hard to discover new people around you. And whenever you meet them, new way of exploring life while meeting.
You can do the opposite. You can increase the speed. Like this.
A new way of exploring life while meeting people and having fun on the way. You discover.
So you are familiar with the use of time remapping option.